Hi, this is Michael William Denny of ThunderShamanism.com, and today we're going to talk about another chapter in the book, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life, the Missing Ingredient to the Secret, by me, Michael William Denny. And if you haven't, go ahead and watch the other videos leading up to this, and you'll get a better idea. So, again, I'm not going to read to you what exactly is in each chapter. I'm going to be talking about it, which means I'm going to cover subjects that I didn't cover in the book, but if you really want to understand this, I suggest getting the book. It's just a little book. It's only 60 pages long, but it's written in such a way to actually help shift the way that your mind thinks. So I recommend doing both. So this next chapter is entitled "How to Determine your Deepest Desire." I forget the exact name. It's "How to Determine Your Deepest Desires." And we talked about how, the one commandment is to follow your deepest desires. Now, the problem is that a lot of people don't know what that is. You may think you know, but most of the time we don't. Now, I suffered from this as well. I thought I knew, but the reality is what I thought I wanted was based on my fears. Everybody always thinks they want to be rich and not have to work. Not true. Just not true. Flat out not true. That's not what everybody wants. People who live like that are not happy. People want something to do, whether it's raise a family, have kids, surf, become Mr. Olympia, be an Olympic athlete, I don't care, being the next Tony Robbins, whatever it is. Everybody has something that they want to be and they want to do. They may not be consciously aware of it, though. And then the second part is, well, how do I go about doing it? And we talked about that, about how people think they need to have a lot of money first before they can go after what they want. And we talked about why that doesn't work. So how do you determine if you're not sure? Some of you may know right off the bat. I realized that I wanted to go back and I wanted to surf. I wanted to spend my life surfing. And whatever I did for money, I wanted to do because it made me happy, and I would do it anyway, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm doing what I would do anyway. And I live a life where I get to determine when I get up and when I go to bed. And, I live in a really nice little house, just a tiny little house that is perfect for me. And I get the benefit of somebody's backyard and all that kind of stuff. And I get to surf whenever I want. I decided that. But I remember when I made the shift, when I went from living in my big 5-bedroom, 2-story house on a half-acre in Boise, Idaho. And I moved back to California, and I had lost all my business and money in the divorce. I was having to live in little tiny studio apartments, and I thought, oh my God, I hate this. And I realized, I don't need that house. I like it. I have everything that I need and more. And I get to surf whenever I want. And I've got better health than I've ever had in my whole life. So you may be in that situation where you're not sure what you want. So this chapter we talk about that, and I talk about it in detail, but here it is in a nutshell. You ask yourself a very simple question. You go, okay, first off, I'm just going to pretend. This is just pretend. So you got to convince yourself you're just pretending. Whatever you say, you don't have to do. It could be totally silly. It could be, if you want to be Superman, you'll give yourself that. I want to be Superman and fly through the air. Don't limit yourself. So you say, I'm going to pretend, and I'm going to ask myself this question. If I didn't have to worry about money, if I didn't have to worry about making anybody else happy or living up to anybody else's expectations, and I could do whatever I wanted, and I could just decide what is it that I would do? What comes to mind? That's what you're supposed to do. And now, a lot of people go, oh, that's silly. Oh, that's selfish. And we'll talk about that later, but no, it's not. That is the commandment. That's what the universe and your soul have decided, that is what you must do in this lifetime. And if you don't do it, you will suffer consequences. So the good news is, don't worry about the consequences, because you can avoid all the consequences: unhealth, lack of health, unhappiness, poverty, loneliness. You can fix all those by doing one thing. Doing that one thing that you think might be too silly or too selfish, and devote your life to making yourself deliriously happy doing that one thing. And here's what will happen. Everybody else in the world but especially people in your life will benefit. And from that, you will find what you're supposed to do, your purpose. You know, you have your soul desire, and from that will come your soul purpose. But you won't know what your soul purpose is until you follow your desire. So, that's it in a nutshell. If you want, go ahead and buy the book below. You can go ahead and click on that link. It'll take you directly to Amazon. You can buy it. If you want to work with me one-on-one, if you want a coach, a mentor, you know, whatever you want to call it, click on apprenticeship. Apprenticeship just means that we work together 1 hour a week, and you commit to 1 month at a time, and you can work with me for as little or as long as you want. And I can teach you how to do this. Because, you know, like me, if you go after it, you're going to bump into some challenges, and it is going to be important to have somebody there to help you understand objectively what's going on and know the difference between your unconscious resistance and your true soul desire. You know, we do need to have, most of the time, most of us need some help with that. So, having said that, go ahead and click on the link below or click on apprenticeship. Until next time, my friends, thank you for watching.